What's up, everyone? So, I was watching NBA Today on ESPN earlier, and Malika Andrews, along with the entire panel, had to break some absolutely devastating news surrounding the New York Knicks, as we're about 24 hours away from tip-off of Game 1 of 82 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And unfortunately, it is not good news whatsoever for this basketball team heading into the most anticipated season opener in years. The show had to address what's been a really weird couple of days for the New York Knicks and their transparency, or more accurately, their complete lack of transparency when it comes to injuries and the injury report. The panel thought that maybe with Tom Thibodeau no longer being employed as the head coach, that communication style could change under Mike Brown. But it's becoming safe to say this is more of an organizational philosophy thing than a Tom Thibodeau thing specifically. Hey, what's up, everyone? Before we dive into all this incredible Knicks news, I need to ask you something that takes literally 1 second but makes a massive impact on this channel. If you could just hit that like button right now, you'd be helping me more than you could possibly imagine. I know it seems like such a simple thing, but those likes are genuinely what push this content to thousands more Knicks fans who are hungry for these updates. It's the difference between this video reaching hundreds or tens of thousands of people. So seriously, just smash that like button real quick. 1 second of your time, but it changes everything for the growth of this channel and helps me continue bringing you this content. Here's the Knicks injury report for Wednesday night's season opener against the Cavaliers, according to what NBA Today revealed. Mitchell Robinson is officially out with a left ankle injury, the same exact ankle that he had to have surgery on twice to repair, and that completely hobbled him last year, making him start the season off very slowly and requiring constant load management. The Knicks are also calling this situation left ankle injury management in their official designation. They're not publicly admitting that Robinson had a setback or that he hurt his ankle again during the preseason. They're specifically using the term injury management, which is the exact phrase Mike Brown has used time and time again when addressing Robinson's status. The NBA Today crew made it clear they're not calling Mike Brown a liar directly, but they are saying he's not being 100% truthful or transparent about what's actually going on with Mitchell Robinson's health. The panel referenced an excellent breakdown from Jonathan Macri of Knicks Film School, who put out analysis that they thought was absolutely spot on. Macri wrote that Mitchell Robinson clearly re-injured his ankle, and there's no other conceivable reason why Robinson would start the preseason strong and play 18 minutes in just the first half of the first preseason game, then play again in the very next game just 2 days later, only to leave in the middle of the third preseason game when all the other starters kept playing. Then Robinson mysteriously missed practice for nearly 2 weeks, and now he's missing the season opener entirely. Macri said the Knicks can dance around this situation all they want, but an often injured player got hurt again. Whether it's a minor or major injury, something definitely happened that the organization isn't being forthright about. The panel 100% agreed with that assessment. The logical question they kept asking was, if you were legitimately load managing Mitchell Robinson as a precautionary measure, why did he play in the preseason at all? If you were doing injury management, why did he play 2 preseason games? Why did he play 3 preseason games total? And now, why all of a sudden is he not practicing for 2 weeks and missing the season opener? The analysts don't have definitive answers, but when they put their thinking caps on, the conclusion is pretty clear. Mitchell Robinson is hurt yet again. That's absolutely heartbreaking for this franchise, because in those preseason games, Robinson was genuinely dominant. He looked healthy, he looked in tremendous shape, and he was playing elite basketball at both ends. The panel remembers he had something like 18 rebounds in just the first half of the first preseason game. He was everywhere making impact plays, and now he won't be playing in Game 1 because of injury management. The NBA Today crew said, yeah, okay, we're not buying that explanation whatsoever. Also, on the injury report, Josh Hart left the first preseason game with back spasms, and now he is officially out for the season opener. It was initially reported that Hart's injury was not worrisome at all, and that he would have gotten back into that first preseason game if he hadn't been ejected for throwing the ball into the stands in frustration. It's been like 3 weeks since that game occurred, and Hart still isn't practicing fully. And now he's going to miss the regular season opener. So again, the Knicks are not being honest and transparent on the injury front according to the panel's assessment. It's very upsetting for fans who just want accurate information. And the injury news gets even worse from there. Karl-Anthony Towns is now listed as questionable with a right quad strain. The Knicks had legitimately the best injury luck in the entire NBA last season, staying remarkably healthy for most of the year. The analysts already have a horrible feeling about injuries this season for New York. It's not statistically likely that you have 2 consecutive years where you have the best injury luck in the league. That kind of fortune tends to regress to the mean. The Knicks already have 2 extremely impactful players dealing with injuries. One of them, Mitchell Robinson, is a starter when healthy. The other, Josh Hart, is essentially the super sixth man and one of the most versatile players on the roster. Both are missing Game 1 entirely. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns has a right quad strain, and his status is questionable with nobody knowing if he'll actually be able to play. And OG Anunoby is listed as probable with a left ankle sprain. So you have 4 players hurt heading into the season opener. 2 are definitely out, 1 is questionable, and 1 is probable. That's absolutely not ideal whatsoever. On the injury front for the Cavaliers, Darius Garland is out still rehabbing from off-season toe surgery. Max Strus is out due to foot surgery, and Jarrett Allen is questionable with a knee contusion. So Cleveland has their own injury concerns to deal with. The NBA Today panel just doesn't understand what's going on with the Knicks' communication strategy. They don't understand why the organization won't just be transparent and straightforward. Just tell us, Mitchell Robinson is hurt again. Tell us Josh Hart's going to be out for a while. They don't understand the lack of clarity. It's Game 1 of 82 total games on the schedule. The analysts aren't heartbroken that these players are hurt for Week 1 specifically. They'd obviously like them to play Game 1 because they're excited to watch this team. But it's much more important that everyone is healthy down the stretch of the season. If it means Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart miss the first month of the season, but they're completely healthy for the entire playoff stretch and able to contribute at maximum capacity, able to empty the tank and leave everything on the floor in pursuit of hanging a championship banner at Madison Square Garden, then missing Game 1 doesn't really matter in the grand scheme. But we're not there yet in the evaluation process. We're at Game 1, and Mitchell Robinson is hurt again. He's very often hurt throughout his career. The panel has always maintained that, when healthy, Mitchell Robinson is a genuinely dominant player who impacts winning. But when healthy is the absolutely critical phrase in that sentence, and right now, Robinson isn't healthy. The analysts are always going to be worried about whether he can ever fully be healthy for an entire NBA season from October through June. They love Mitchell Robinson as both a person and a player. They love the effort he brings. They love the way he represents New York and wears that jersey with pride. He's the longest tenured Knick on the roster and deserves respect for that loyalty. But sometimes, you have to acknowledge the harsh reality that the best ability is availability, and Mitchell Robinson is not available a significant amount of the time. It's unfortunate that his body breaks down on him repeatedly. It genuinely does suck. As for Josh Hart, he revealed at Media Day that he has a finger injury that's going to require surgery in the summer. Now he's missing games because of a back injury on top of that. So Hart is clearly banged up heading into the season. The panel's message to both players is just, get healthy when you can. Don't rush back. The vibes were way too high going into this season for the Knicks, according to the NBA Today crew. They understand the fan base has been riding high on optimism all offseason. But there were too many universally positive vibes around this team heading into the season, which historically for the Knicks means something will go wrong to bring everyone back down to earth. You have a game in 24 hours. It's Game 1 of 82 total games. It's an incredibly long season, and everyone needs to keep perspective. The expectation is these players are going to get healthy eventually and be able to contribute. The panel would expect Jericho Sims to start at center in Robinson's absence. Karl Anthony Towns would play the 4 if he's healthy enough to suit up, or maybe Towns rolls to the 5 depending on his quad situation. But the expectation is Sims gets the starting center role. And then you don't have a legitimate backup center with Mitchell Robinson out. That's a significant roster problem the Knicks might have to address going forward. So that was the full NBA Today breakdown of the absolutely devastating injury news for the Knicks heading into their season opener with Mitchell Robinson out, Josh Hart out, Karl Anthony Towns questionable, and OG Anunoby probable.